Hello and welcome to the monthly Q&A for August. If you'd like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I will do my best to answer your question, as long as it's not too rude. Question number 1, and this is from Snez. Oh god, I've just seen how many there are from Snez. Okay, so who, according to you, were the king, queen, prince, princess, duke and jester of music? That's tough. That's tough. Okay, so oh, what just happened to my... some weird stuff just happened to my computer. You nearly broke my computer with that question, Snez. So, I don't know, like I cannot categorise, you know, music that I enjoy into like dukes and princes and priestesses and all this. So I'll just let you know generic music that I enjoy. Bit of Lana Del Rey. Who doesn't love a bit of Lana Del Rey? I remember the first time I heard her voice and I thought, wow, that's summer. Her voice reminds me of being warm in the sun in summertime. What else do I like? I like a bit of, what have I got here? I've got a bit of Game of Thrones soundtrack and Spartacus going on in my music playlist. A bit of Tori Amos. Got a bit of Nicki Minaj. Can't go wrong with a bit of Nicki Minaj. Leah. If you haven't heard of Leah, put it in YouTube, all capital letters, Leah, and listen to her music. Oh, it's so good. I don't know how she hasn't got more subscribers. Like, I'm kind of thinking maybe YouTube isn't her, you know, main platform, that her main media. Because, you know, some music, you hear it and it's got like a few thousand views and you think, holy cow, that's phenomenal. And their sort of YouTube channel's so small and that, but then you realise that it's because they're huge on like SoundCloud, like major, famously huge on something else. But check out Leah, her music's amazing. Bit of Halsey, Beats Antique, that's another kind of obscure band that I enjoy listening to. I don't know if many people really listen to their music, but it's quite sort of Arabian sounding. I love that whole sort of, if you've played Diablo, that whole kind of Arabian deserty type of music. I love that. Beats Antique give me that similar vibe. And a bit of dark country. I love a bit of dark country. There's a couple of compilations that you can find on YouTube. Just type in dark country music and I love it. I love a bit of dark country. So that doesn't really answer your question, Snez, but seriously, I cannot categorise music into kings, queens, princes, princesses, dukes and jesters. Scotland, Wales or Ireland? From Snez. Well, I've never been to Wales or Ireland, so let's go with Scotland. I went to Scotland a long time ago when I used to work for AOL and it was brilliant. What a brilliant event. It was so good. But I've never been to Wales, which is just up the road from me now that I live in Somerset, and I've never been to Ireland, although I did have the opportunity when I was a little girl to go, and my mum got my ticket for me and everything, but I was going through a really rough time back then and I ended up running away to live with my dad, and so it didn't happen. Obviously I regret it because I'd love to see Ireland. I've seen pictures and stuff and it looks like an absolutely beautiful place, but I'm sure I will get to visit these two places. They're literally just down the road from me. From Snez again, would you ever consider having like a fan made meet-up on WoW and just going around with fans doing all sorts of things, maybe on a live stream as a like 70k, 75k sub celebration, or maybe have a fan chats on Omegle? That's a really good idea, having a fan meet-up on WoW. The only problem is because I'm EU, like obviously the US people can't get involved. It really sucks to me that US and EU are so separated, and because I have so many people that I would really enjoy playing with on the US servers and vice versa, and I can't get to play with them. And we've had this happen recently. A friend of mine has come from the US servers to the EU server so that we can play together and just do, you know, things in WoW together, and unfortunately that means that all of the stuff on their account has stayed on the US account and they've had to start fresh on EU, and they don't have anything that they had before. They've got to start fresh. They don't have all the mounts, they don't have all the achievements, and it is sad because what is the reason for US servers and EU servers being separated? Is it because of like a storage thing or what? But I do think it's a shame that I can't play with a lot of US people, and it is so limiting. But it is a great idea to meet up with people on WoW and play together with them and stuff. I don't know what I'd do, probably maybe like some old school raids or something, get a Discord server going and just have a bit of a sing-song, could be pretty fun. But I never heard of Omegle, so I'm not in the loop, Snez. What's Omegle? What is it, like another chat program? All I know about chat programs is MSN and AIM, and then Skype came out, and I still don't know how to use Skype properly. I still don't understand it. Skype to me is like reading a foreign language. I sit there and I'm just gormless. I'm like, so I don't know what Omegle is. Billy Joel? If yes, Piano Man or Uptown Girl? I don't really know a lot of Billy Joel. I know of Billy Joel. And does Uptown Girl go, Uptown Girl, she's been living in an uptown world? But didn't Westlife or someone cover it? Because that's like, it's shameful, but that's the version that I know and it's alright. So Uptown Girl. Can we make Gjar fan art and fanfics? I'm assuming you're using my real name Jenna and Jar and mixing it. I'm so clever. Gjar. There are a couple of Gjar fan arts, not necessarily fanfics, but fan arts, so just Google it and you'll find some really cool Gjar fan art. This one is from Natalie. Have you ever tried a cappella singing a whole song? And if you haven't, which song of yours or someone else would you do in this style of singing? Also, if you were to collab with any other cappella singer, who might it be? P.S. You want to check out Peter Hollins, by the way. I have seen Peter Hollins before. He's fabulous, his channel's fabulous. But I always sing cappella. I think a lot of singers always do, because it's the rawest way to hear what's going on with your voice, and I generally sing cappella when I'm in the bath because the acoustics are great. But I would sing a song cappella. I find it kind of colourless though, a cappella singing, when it's just you singing with no music to accompany it. I find it a little bit colourless, and the music is a guide and it's a catalyst, and it's something that drives you when you're singing. And generally if it's a great piece of music and with the swells and the blooms and you can really feel it, and it's better mentally to be able to visualise things and give your voice colour when you're singing. So without it, you have to rely so much on your mind's interpretation of the music, what your mind can hear from the old song. But I would do a cappella if that's what you like. Maybe I could give it to my patrons, something that I could do this week. I could record a little a cappella song and get it out to you guys. This is from Oliver Emil Ankerskak. What inspires you to create new songs? Great work, by the way. Thank you. To be honest, I'm not often inspired to write original pieces of music. And I'm not sure why that is. The last original piece of music I wrote was, I mean, from start to finish, was years ago. We're talking maybe 7 years ago, which is kind of weird when I think about it like that. But I have written original pieces for Dragon Age. I find Dragon Age is a huge inspiration for me when it comes to writing music. But it was sort of poems and codexes and things that were already in the game, so I took the codexes, like the maybe an old elven poem, and then I would write my music and sing the elven poem over that. So it's not my lyrics, it's, you know, codexes from in the game, but I find them so inspiring that I want to create music to go with them. But I've not written, you know, an original piece with my own lyrics, my own composition for a long time. And I think it's because I find if I hear a song that resonates with me, which isn't often, I'd say maybe once every couple of years I hear a song and I'm like, oh, I need to sing it, and that's why I love doing covers, because I can get everything out that I feel I need to get out in a cover, rather than sort of sitting down for months and months and writing original music. Actually, tell a lie, it wasn't 7 years ago. I just released a bloody album. I just released an album like last year. I released an album last year, and that's why I don't write. If you've heard the album, that's why I don't write original music, because I don't know, I find it so hard to orchestrate, and I find it really hard to get what I'm hearing in my mind and put it onto my PC. I just find it so ridiculously difficult, and there's people out there like Miracle of Sound have been doing it for years, and they know what they want, and they go for it, and they've got so much experience with it, and every song that you hear from them is different, has a different feel to it, it's got a different tint, and it just sounds unique. Whereas mine, you'll be lucky if you get a bloody bridge in it, do you know what I mean? I literally do verse, 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 and then maybe change one chord near the end. I'm so bad with composing music, and I'd love to go and get some sort of classes and really get my teeth into composing and stuff, but to be honest, the way I've set up my Patreon and my YouTube, I have things that I have scheduled in for every day, and figuring out when to get composing in around that as well, because it's such a finicky task. I just don't know when I'd do it, but I would love to learn how to really, you know, compose some lovely bits of music. Have you thought of trying out for Britain's Got Talent? Yeah, sort of, but I'm not feeling it. I don't feel things like X Factor or The Voice. I mean, The Voice isn't too bad. Britain's Got Talent, all that. I watch it and I feel so much for the people that are auditioning, like, and I see their passion, and I see that they're so into what they're doing, and then they don't get through, and it's just, it's such a brutal process. And from what I've heard about it as well, when you first go to audition, you're literally auditioning in like booths, and it's just very much like a cattle market, and I'm not the kind of singer who wants to be famous. I'm not the kind of singer that wants to be doing tours or anything like that. Really doesn't interest me. I would rather have a tight-knit little group of people that I get to know, you know, and I recognise their names and I recognise their support individually, and I feel like YouTube is great for that, because I recognise so many of your names when you comment on my videos. I'm like, oh, there you are again, I see you, you're still here, that's awesome. And I'm not one for going onto a show to become famous, to make money, and then go MIA for ages. Like, the amount of people like that have gone through and then they release a song that's so moulded, like the song's written for them, and you know, what would I do? I'd go on stage and, what you singing? Oh, Liliana's song. What the hell's that? Well, you're going to find out. And then at the end of it, imagine if I won and then they said, well, you're going to be singing this pop and R&B song. I'd just be like, I don't really want to. That's not what why would I want to do that? That's shit. Give me something from Dragon Age to sing. I'm not into this. So it's, although the show has made people's dreams come true and has killed people's dreams at the same time, it's just not what I'm about. It's really not. I suppose it's similar to saying to an artist, like someone who paints or draws, go into this competition, you know, you use watercolours and you like drawing vases, but you know, you're going to go into this competition, you've got to use crayons and you can only draw flowers. It's just not, your heart's not in it. Why would you create something that your heart's not in? Like, I always, one of my mantras, my mottos is, you should only ever create something because you want to create it, not because you're pressured into creating it. If you feel like someone's putting on you to do something and you don't want to do it, don't do it, because you'll create something from a bad place, and you'll create something and you could accidentally make it toxic for the rest of the things that you're doing. You could start to harbour like a sort of, well, I don't want to do it now, I don't want to do it. You get like this, you kind of taint it, you taint the waters. So I don't really agree with these programs where people get up on stage, they're passionate about what they're doing, but then they're just moulded and then they're just thrown away at the end of it anyway. Like, I can't get behind a show like that. now that you've played the original Mass Effect series, are you planning to play Mass Effect Andromeda? Right, this whole Mass Effect thing. So I played the first one and I really struggled because I'm not a sci-fi girl. I'm all about the fantasy, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for the romance, and I found that I was playing a lot of it for the romance, you know, playing BioWare games. That's generally why I'm playing them. But I finished Mass Effect and I did struggle to play it because I am a wuss, and I found some of the scenes in it to be a little bit above my comfort zone. So then I started playing Mass Effect 2, and I enjoyed it but not enough, and I burnt out. I burnt out big time. I just stopped playing it and I haven't picked it up since. And I have got Mass Effect 3 that's ready to go, but I've not played that. And I was so planning on doing the whole series, and you know, Andromeda looks awesome, and I know I won't because I'm not there, I'm not feeling it, and I haven't felt it since I put down the first Mass Effect, so it's not going to happen. So that's it for this month's Q&A. I know it's kind of short, but I don't know if you can tell, but I think I'm getting, like, I swear last vlog I felt like I was getting a cold, but I actually do feel like I can't speak properly. Like, I don't know if you can hear, but my nose keeps going all funny and it's making me sound like a duck. So thank you for all your questions. I really appreciate it. We've got quite a few more in now, so the monthly Q&As continue on. If you would like to get your question answered in a Q&A like this one, then head on over to ask.fm/Sharmalade and I'll do my best to answer your question. Have a wonderful week, and stay tuned, patrons, for a release on Thursday, and your Friday surprise on Friday. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Bye!